It's big and it's blue and it's here to seduce you. But no, don't worry, you haven't stumbled into a subpar poetry video. I've been in the newest Volkswagen Passat 206 TSI I-Line wagon this week with my family of three. It competes against other rivals like the Skoda Octavia and Mazda 6 wagons. Stay watching to see what we've discovered. Just by looking at this, you know it's the 206 TSI I-Line because of the blue paintwork, which is exclusive to the top model. And the exclusivity extends to the price tag because this is around $68,000 before on-road costs. Now that's a 4K price hike from the 2022 model with no discernible upgrades. And with a price tag like that, it's well above its nearest rivals. But you won't be disappointed with the features. Just some highlights: heated and leather appointed front seats. You even have a massage function on the driver's seat, panoramic sunroof, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, to name a few. I have plenty of head and leg room throughout. This is a very roomy cabin. The seats are very comfortable and I've loved having the heat function on the very chilly mornings this week. However, the lumbar support could be better. You don't really feel much difference when it's active. The storage throughout is really decent for this size wagon, and I really like the glove box and how it has a cooling option. Just means that it will be handy for road trips when you have to store snacks. The tech looks high-end but easy to use, which is a great combo to have. It has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it also has built-in sat-nav, and you can pull those directions onto the digital instrument panel, which is great. The 10.25-inch digital instrument panel looks smart and is customizable. Really like the charging options up front too. You get two USB-C ports and a 12-volt port too. The door apertures are nice and wide, and the 142mm ground clearance makes this a very easy car to get in and out of. Just talk to my 6-year-old. The only thing he didn't love about it was how heavy the doors are to operate. Now, I didn't mind this because I actually think that it makes them feel quite solid, but they do swing wide. So I would be wary in a tight car space of letting any wild kids just hop out willy-nilly because you may get some dings or cause some damage. The amenities back here are pretty good. You get climate control, directional air vents, a comfy armrest with 2 cup holders and reading lights. You get a USB-C and 12-volt port, which is great, and I really love the easy to clean backs of these front seats, plus the black headliner. Just really practical when you have little ones around. There are ISOFIX child seat mounts on the outboard seats plus 3 top tethers, and the seat is wide enough to fit 3 child seats side by side. I have seen this in action because my sister-in-law had this exact same model and she managed to fit her 3 car seats. There's also plenty of room when a 0 to 4 rearward facing child seat is installed too. The boot is a great size at 650 litres when all the seats are in use. But if you did want to just jump up that storage capacity, you can pop the back seats down and get 1,780 litres, which is fantastic. Impressively, underneath the floor, you get a full-size spare wheel. And I've really enjoyed having the power tailgate with kick function this week. The I-Line has a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol drivetrain with a maximum output of 206 kilowatts and 350 newton meters of torque. The 6-speed auto transmission is actually very smooth, and combined with the grunty engine, this is honestly a superb car to drive. Power and poise should be the descriptors for this engine. I've really enjoyed the power in this and the performance. You feel like you've got stacks of power still in reserve even when you put your foot down, and the power doesn't feel untamed but still very fun. The lower center of gravity and firm steering does make it feel like you can tackle a corner hard, which I did this week. You can accelerate out of a corner a lot quicker than what you usually would. You just feel very in control in this. I really like it. The cabin is really nice and quiet, even at high speeds where you get just a little bit of road noise, but otherwise it doesn't intrude on chatting. And despite the suspension feeling almost sporty, aka stiff, the ride comfort is very good. It does absorb the bumps in the road really well. This is a big car at 4.78 meters long and 1.8 meters wide. But honestly, you don't feel those proportions when you go to drive it or park it, because you've got a crisp 360-degree view camera, front and rear parking sensors, as well as a very tight 11.7 metre turning circle, so it's very forgiving. The official combined fuel cycle is 8.1 litres per 100 kilometres. Real world testing saw my figure at 8.9 litres. I actually thought this was really good considering the type of driving I did. I wasn't scared to put my foot down, and I did a combo of open road and urban driving this week. The Passat has a 66 litre fuel tank, and based off the official combined fuel cycle, you should be able to get about 815 kilometres driving range, which is really good. This Passat comes with a lot of active safety features that I always like to see on a family car, like the emergency assist feature, which will provide multiple visual and sound alerts if the car doesn't detect any steering wheel activities. If there's still no driver input, the car will slow down and even come to an emergency full stop if needed. This Passat's 5-star ANCAP safety rating has just expired, and it hasn't been retested yet by ANCAP at the time of this video. The full safety specs are in my written review at carsguide.com.au if you need more details. So what are the ongoing costs? Well, the Passat comes with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, which is standard, but it does come with a 1-year roadside assistance through Allianz Insurance. This is renewed if you get your VW service at a VW centre. You can pre-purchase either a 3 or 5-year cap price servicing plan, which is cheaper than the pay-as-you-go option. However, on the 5-year plan, the services still average $620, which is a little bit expensive for the class. Servicing intervals, though, are reasonable at every 15,000 kilometres or 12 months, whichever comes first. I've so enjoyed driving the Volkswagen Passat 206 TSI I-Line this week. Maybe not saying the model name because it is a mouthful, but this is a roomy wagon that should suit a lot of different types of families. It still has a sporty performance though, so it should entice even the most reluctant family car buyer, so don't get put off by its large proportions. I've really enjoyed the comfort, convenience and handling of this one, so it gets an easy 8 out of 10 from me. My son really loved the blue colour and that he had lots of buttons to press in the back, so he gives it an 8 out of 10. If you're after more details, check out my full written review at carsguide.com.au, and I'll see you next week.